Da. Okay, so we are back after warming up. Today is a special day. We will have a live broadcast with a real master, with Paulo Kano. I will wait him to join this conversation. I would like all our audience also to join us. Okay, come all people, because it will be a hot topic about digital dentistry and conventional dentistry. So let us see if Paulo Kano is here. Let me see his request, and then we go straight to discuss a very, very interesting topic about restorative prosthetic dentistry, digital dentistry, conventional one. Yeah, here is the master. Hello again.
Hello. Not master.
Hello, Paulo. You're not master. You're definition. You're definition of master. You are definition of master.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
Very nice to see you again. Very nice to meet you, and I'm really looking forward to learn a lot today, and audience as well. So hello. We have a lot of people
Thank you so much for this opportunity to be here in your live broadcast.
Big honor for us.
It's a very pleasure for me.
It's a big honor for us also.
Everyone.
I will switch off comments just not to be interrupted, and then we will start our discussion and communication. So let me switch off comments. Yeah, okay. So it's fine. Perfect. So I would like to introduce you to say some words about you, okay? Because I have a lot of emotions inside of me, and I have one request for you from my dental technician. Actually, he asked me if you can sign the book. You are digital dentist, so sign up the book now. Do that.
Thank you. I have one pencil here.
Okay, so we have now your signature here. Actually, for people that are watching us, I would like to suggest this book. It is about wax-ups. So actually, if you want to learn wax-up techniques, like high-level wax-up techniques, this is the book of Paulo Kano. This is a classic book about wax-ups. Very so much, very cool one. The picture, the content is outstanding. So also, you know what I know about you also. Some people used to say that you are not from this planet. Some people used to say that you're from another planet. Because the ideas that you have are really slightly out of the human box of our vision. Like, for example, the technique that we will be discussing with you about digital dentistry, how to replicate nature. It's your idea, because some people maybe do not know that the idea to replicate nature by digital dentistry belongs to you. So you are the primary source. It's also outstanding. So the first question that I want to ask you, because we have different generations of dentists. Like young dentists, we have adult dentists, we have fresh graduated dentists, and there is a big problem now to define which way of dentistry to follow. Some people, like a young dentist, they used to say that they don't need to utilize any more conventional dental approach, like, for example, wax-up, because everything they can do now digital.
Yes.
The adult people, like maybe my age or a little bit elder, they say that to be able to utilize digital dentistry in proper way, you have to learn classics. You have to understand how to do wax-up. You have to understand morphology. You have to understand function, and then implementation of digital technologies will help you to do better dentistry. What do you think about this? Can young dentists skip conventional classic dentistry education, and start to do digital dentistry or not?
Yes, I agree with you, because we cannot forget the knowledge. Knowledge is very important, because if you want to make, for example, direct restoration, like in operative dentistry, you have to learn morphology, anatomy, And the most easy to understand or learn, including occlusion, is making WhatsApp. You cannot forget the WhatsApp, because the WhatsApp is the most easy for understand. And for example, for create posterior direct restoration, you need to make handmade. You cannot make like
so you have
digital way.
Still to learn.
You have to still learn.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Anterior. I have, for example, some right now. One guy from Brazil, they developed the Totoboni, one new situation, new technique for create static restoration for anterior teeth using resin composite, direct resin composite, using technology. But this is one technique. The most of them they have to use like handmade, and then they need to understand, they need to learn using WhatsApp. WhatsApp is the most important for understand, for learn.
So basically, WhatsApp is the core base of prosthetic dentistry. You have to understand all the principles, and then you can go for up-to-date technologies and approaches in dentistry. I also agree with that, because, you know, I have a son. He is 16 years old, and he studies in dental technician college. And he says during the classes that he has in his college, and they do WhatsApp, he said, I don't want to do WhatsApp anymore. I will be not doing WhatsApp, he said. I will do digital. And then I sit to him and say, look, my friend, you have to learn how to do WhatsApp to understand principles, okay? And then with digital, with all the software that we have, it will be easier for you to implement that into the real life, to the real patient. So you have to learn. So that is the thing. And this is the message to the audience, for young people, or for, let's say, the new generation of digital dentists. You have to know basic principles of like a taking impression. Also, this is the basic thing. You have to understand how to take good conventional impression, and that information will help you to do proper scanning. Correct?
Yes.
Because to scan, I don't know.
Correct. In
your experience.
For example, I have some education here using just technology, but I never put out for teaching about it, normal or conventional impression. I have to teaching about this, because the conventional or using silicone, it's very important, because if you're not, you cannot understand when you have, for example, some problem in when you take one digital impression, you have some problem there, and then you have distortion, but you cannot understand this if you never understand how can normal conventional impression working, and then you have to understand both. For conventional impression,
and then you go for the
digital.
Okay. So the question for you: do you still take a conventional impressions or not anymore?
No, I teaching about this because I need to.
But do you take impressions still or not?
But in my clinic, not. For my case, not. For
so you now you do scanning.
Because I can do very well. I can make and I can recognize if it looks good or not. Seeing the digital way, but I never forgot. For me, it's very important because I can show if it's possible the difference when you take normal impression or silicone impression and digital impression, and then you have to compare this. You have some difference. If you do no good silicone impression, you cannot compare.
Okay, nice. By the way, I learned a good tip from you about conventional impression. I mean the tip about chlorhexidine. So you can keep your patient with a chlorhexidine for a few days, right? before impression
Yes.
taking, and the gum will
Before.
be dry. Can you share this tip with the audience, because that is really nice tip for you guys to have a really nice environment to take impression in, and to have dry field and dry sulcus and everything. So what is the tip?
You can just talk about this, or you want some slide about this?
No, if you can explain it in
Just
few words.
explain, eh?
You
Okay.
just use chlorhexidine, right?
Correct. I have, for example, many kind solution, wash mouth, but the most important is chlorhexidine, because chlorhexidine means that you can you can kill every bacteria, virus, and fungus, and then you put very down the inflammation, and then for this reason you have not so passive hemorrhage, because if you touch some part of a soft tissue or a gingiva and then start bleeding like a passive, it's not good for making operative dance, for making impression, for making preparation, for making included cementation. And then you have to create good protocol in pre-operatory, make one very good periodontic treatment, like using, for example, scaler and instrument, and interproximal band or matrix. You have to choose the how can I say for the
air spray?
Air spray, yeah, but with bicarbonate,
air abrasion.
Glycine,
air abrasion.
Air abrasion. And then you have to use everything for take off completely the plague bacteria or biofilm, and then you have to use chlorhexidine.
Okay.
Or before.
So you have patients for big case. Let's say you schedule this patient for dental hygiene to do some periodontal treatment if needed. You clean everything, and then you give to your patient chlorhexidine for a few days in how many?
15 days.
15 days.
Twice per day.
Okay, twice a day.
Yeah. Twice
okay,
a day.
And then you schedule this patient for preparations, for example.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so the tip is, if you have patients with gingivitis or with some periodontitis or whatever, you do a first appointment, you do a primary periodontal treatment, you do dental hygiene, then you keep your patient 15 days with chlorhexidine, washing his mouth or her mouth for twice a day. Okay, and then you schedule this patient for preparations and taking an impression. In this way, the sulcus and everything will be dry. So basically, the impression will be way more easier to be taken, and it will be more precise and less stressful for you. Correct?
Yeah. But nice. I can recommend it for patient before, when the patient comes to my office first day, I recommend for they use chlorhexidine, and then they have one appointment 3 days or 4 days after. And the gingiva become more easy and not so like bleeding for cleaning.
Nice. Okay, that's cool. Okay, so let me go to the digital part.
Okay.
You are the first who actually brought the idea to copy the nature. Okay, but it is strange. Basically, I actually, all these great ideas, they have some background, and I tried to analyze how did you get this idea. And for me, it's really surprising, because you are the professional who can do handmade restorations, handmade wax up, not in a high level, in the top notch level. So you are at the top of pyramid. Here is you, and the rest are others. Okay, so in this case, if you can do this high quality of treatments, high quality of restorations by hands, why did you decide to copy the nature?
Because more easy. My main idea is we have two different artists. One is one artist, but plastic arts, they can do everything like a resize or put one big statue or create one painting. This is like an artist, but a plastic artist. They can create everything. They can show something completely different. They say, yeah, this is one woman. But for us as dentists or technicians, we cannot make like this. We are different artists. We are functional artists.
I agree.
And the functional means you have to following the rules, occlusion, many things, the physiological part, many things. And then
biology, integration.
Biology, integration and antagonist, movement, and then many things. And then why you have to create or recreate nature? Because nature creates the good size, and then you can choose what kind of size you want, what kind of morphology you want, what kind the contact do you want. And then if you have a nature you can use this by using digital. It's easy for do this.
Okay.
Easy for technician, because a technician they can, for example, they can start in another lab.
Okay.
After they took some education, they can working with this in the first day.
Okay, so you can say that dental technician with not big experience, let's say, can now do nice restorations because they replicate nature.
Yeah, they can. Another people can help them, but in 3 months they can produce very well. But another thing is what kind of morphology they can create. You can see this, but the dentist can see. Dentist can choose.
Can choose the patient.
Yeah, I want this. I want this morphology.
So basically, you can use now digital library of natural shapes, right? You can choose any shape you want, and then you can mill or whatever to do a printing model, to do the mock-up, or it's really nice. It's really outstanding how easy it becomes. But if you don't mind, I will introduce the sequence, or not the sequence. I would introduce to audience the history of the natural form replication. Okay, I would say that Paulo Kano invented first. The name was skin concept, but the principle was like you used models of patient's teeth, right? Intact, natural patient's teeth. Then you took impression from these natural patient's teeth models, right? Then you used a flowable composite or normal composite just to make a shell of vestibular shell. And then you take these shells and bring into the patient's mouth, align them, and then you scan, right?
Yes.
So you have this scan in your digital database. Then you prepped patient's teeth. And then this scan that was taken from patient's mouth from the mock-up was used as a biocopy, or not biocopy, it was used as the correlation to mill the final restoration. That was an idea, right?
Yes.
Of the first idea. And I used it, by the way. I tried this concept.
Yeah.
It's really nice. It's really interesting. But the problem was it takes time. Yeah. It takes time to make alignments of the teeth.
The difference. Why did this? I do this. First of all, the problem is not the technology or the technique. The problem is the software.
Okay.
The software in that time, I could use just not natural morphology from the library. The library, for example, from Sirona, in that time was just they prototype handmade morphology, but not good morphology.
Yeah, I saw that. The library
they
was
put it on the library.
limited.
Yeah, and then I used this, but I could not make it very well because after I saw in the screens, looks very nice, but when I meet it, looks completely different. Look at completely different. And then the time I needed to create like a, I want to see the case, but the final case. And then I prefer to use the skin because this is not stay on the library, but I can replace on the tooth. Okay.
So you can see that, you can prove it, and then you can go for that.
I can scan the same way, but this because in the software you cannot put many things. First of all, morphology library. Okay, you cannot put a natural library.
That time was not possible, right?
The second problem is how can you create a smile design without face? You cannot create a good smile line if you have no reference. And then in the software, you have to put the face.
Okay.
Another thing is how can you create, for example, smile design without seeing the gingival? But for you see the gingival, you have to see the skeletal part. Means the software needed to put CBCT.
Okay.
And another thing is you have to see all this different layer, like a scanner layer, morphology layer, face layer. Right now, the CBCT and, if it's possible, the 3D scan for the patient. And then I moved to another software, like a pre-shape software, because in that time they could not put the same way as Sirona. But 2 years ago, the Rune, they could create this software. They put the photos, and then I'm very happy that time because right now they accept my library.
Okay.
Because I can put my library.
So you have your own collection of the digital forms?
My collection, but you can put the same. All
I
people
know.
can put. They allowed you create your own
library. Okay.
Yeah.
So which software is it? Is this a 3Shape, you said?
Dental System.
Okay.
Dental Systems for me because this is very, very nice for using. You can use ExoCAD as well. Well, you can choose, but I use, for example, 3Shape. I love, not me, but my technician, my IT technician. Yeah. But the most important, when you put, for example, right now, the scan, and then you can correlate face. You can correlate right now the tomography. You can put another layer is 3D face scan. Another my library, and then my technician can align my library or
the tip that you select from the library. So basically, you are creating virtual patient, and then you can do a smile design for the virtual patient in that precise way. And what is the name of your new concept? It's a clones, right?
Yes, the clones. Yeah.
So you have now the concept, which is clones.
Because I put some name because for the recognition, for identification.
Can you show us something from your concept? It would be nice to see because it's really outstanding what kind of results nowadays you can achieve utilizing digital techniques, replicating nature.
Another just moment. Another thing is when you, for example, you stay thinking about the digital, because many people ask me about why for using technology, I have to buy a scan, I have to buy milling machine. I say no. You stay in the right now. Everybody can stay in the same digital. They can use the digital protocol because the digital means not just buying scan. Or MIDI machine. But the most important is when you place or many layers, you can see the truth of this layer. You can see everything. And then you understand how can the anatomy of our skeletal part working, or how does the gingival, when you cut the gingival, you know everything. If the patient needs orthodontic treatment, not like in the past. In the past, using conventional way, I just seen the one plastic, like for example, one plastic like this, one sheet about the tomography, and then I said for the patient, oh, your implant you can put here, but the patient cannot understand what I saying, because they have to. When I put right now in the software,
the patient's face and everything, it's easier to visualize
the face, say everything, but not for the patient, but for me as professional. I can make more good planning. I can have one good conversation of another dentist, another specialization. I can talk with a technician. I can say for the technician, oh, I don't like this morphology. Can you change for me? In 2 minutes, they change.
2 minutes, they change.
Or lateral, can you put another? And that this is easy. That's why I use technology.
Mm-hmm. But I would like to highlight one more time that you have clinical experience and knowledge. So basically, you can play with all these data that you have nowadays in more efficient and productive ways. So you have to learn morphology, and one of the best ways to have exercises with a WhatsApp. So we can see some presentation, right? Nice slides.
For example, just I have, for example, some different morphology. Okay, morphology, handmade morphology. But if you make, for example, individual without antagonist, you can do beautiful morphology. Okay. But in my book, for example, I never did beautiful morphology. Why?
Come on.
Because with antagonist, you have to deformate because you have to follow the concept. The people said for me, for example, if I have natural morphology like this, I cannot. I don't have 7 contact point. If you want 7 contact point, you have to deformate, and then I deformate.
Okay.
My book. Okay, this one thing just for understand why it's different of nature, and then right now I can use, for example, using, for example,
so a monolithic restoration is milled from the copy of the nature, right?
A copy of the nature, and then I can copy everything. I can copy everything. For example, if I use, for example, a model, and this is a scanner and planning, and then I can copy in another kind of material, like a material of IMAX or ceramic, everything, and resin composite the same. And then I have, for example, beautiful morphology. Okay. And another thing is just a moment, because I need to coordinate this. Can you change this? Right now I go to show how can I use this. Okay.
Okay, sure. It's nice to see that.
First of all, I have to integrate many things. How, as I said for you, I need to take photos, intraoral scan, CBCT, library, face scan, sometimes a video. Okay. And
so this is your protocol for the patient to have prepared the data before you do pictures, you do intraoral scanning, you do CBCT for big cases, right? Or you do CBCT even for a simple veneer case?
Yeah, this is for,
So when you have case for, let's say, 10 teeth, will you do also CBCT or not?
Yes, yes,
You will.
completely.
Okay.
Because for me, all patient I need to make is gingivectomy or
Okay. In this case,
yeah. And then you can see everything here. You can see the photos, the CBCT, the planning. But I planning this, but this is working very well. I don't know, but I need to see the skeletal part.
Okay, nice.
And then
So
I
you
have
can
the comparison.
superimpose the scan over the skeletal part, so you can see where is the bone actually. If you need to do the crown lengthening, you can actually see that. Okay, nice.
I can see everything, and then I say, this is I don't like this. Can you change? And then I stay with technician planning my smile design, and then I can say for patient, oh, you like this or not? Because right now we can put color here, but a natural color like a B1, A1.
Okay. So patients can see themselves with a new smile with a color.
But not in application. I can see this in this CAD scan, in CAD software, not the application. Okay. Sure. I can plan everything. And then another thing is using this, I can, for example, create. Just a moment. Where is my? Okay. And then I can create, for example, one guidance or one guide for create crown lengthening. I prefer use a flapless, and then I can place this. Just a moment.
You do, yeah. This is another idea to do flapless crown lengthening. You designed a special ultrasonic tips, right? For to do this gingivectomy. Sorry, to do a crown lengthening. To do actually bone resection. You do bone resection with the ultrasonic tip without rising the flap, correct?
Yeah, this is I developed this 11 years ago.
11 years ago, wow.
Yeah, and I create with the company, the chip, everything for create a good result for you. We have a good result. But another thing, just for understand, I want to show another case. But when you, for example, have normal and conventional, you're following just in the enamel cement junction. Or when you have, for example, one flap, no flap less, but the total flap, okay, for create one gingivectomy or a crown lengthening, you follow it just in the junction, C junction, okay?
Okay.
But in this case, not, because I have to see the patient first. The alignment for the pupillar line or what you can choose the reference face reference, okay? And after this, after you go to reference, and then you have to create everything, okay?
You do it in the digital. You have your scanner. You have your CBCT. You have your face scan. You have your intraoral scan. So you superimpose all these images, and you can define exactly where is the bone. Correct?
Yeah.
And then you design this. It is 3D printed guide for crown lengthening.
Exactly.
Okay, so everything is planning in advance. Nice. Okay.
And then after this, I can cut, but when I cut, it's completely different, because this means the real plan, but the static plan, the gingivectomy or crown lengthening, but for looking or for following the static for the patient, not following this just technique of gingivectomy.
Yeah, I understand what you mean. So you let's say you apply crown lengthening technique to exact patient, not like you have your universal technique for every single patient. You can see everything and you can plan in advance. Okay, nice. Can you show that result?
And then you can have different position. But another thing is when you place this, okay, you have some rules. For example, here I put more than necessary, because the rules told me the normal conventional gingivectomy, they say not more than 1.5 millimeter. Okay, for premolar is you have to put 1 millimeter more. This is maximum 1.5 millimeter, 2 millimeter in 2.5 millimeter for anterior central. But why I decide put more cervical? Because I could see the bone.
You had space for that patient. Yeah, so you can see that.
For example, in the central incisor, I have like a laminator form shape of the bone. The same here, the same here. But when you go to, for example, premolar and molar, you have bulk, very bulk.
Yeah, bone. Yeah, I see a very bulk.
It's a normal skeletal. But in this side, the left side, the patient, or this right side for the patient, she made orthodontic treatment. And then she created another kind, the type of morphology here, like a laminate in the posterior. She created laminate bone because when she shift more for buccal position, and they become more thinner here.
Yeah. They may lose the bone. If they will do orthodontic treatment to move teeth slightly forward, they may lose the bone in that case.
But she did not lose it for the apical or for the cervical, but she lost just
in the cervical.
No, the thickness. And for this way, I could see, because with the software, I could see how can I can do this and more safe cutting, safe crown lengthening. This means all this is digital, not just scan or just something like that.
Yeah, I see. Yeah. You incorporate everything.
Yeah, this is very important. And then I can create the good level.
So you just made a gingivectomy with a scalpel blade, and then you use your ultrasonic tip to resect the bone, or not? Yeah, okay.
Yes, exactly the bone. And then this is the final, because I can see right now the posterior, because when I started, this posterior was very small teeth. She complained because she said, for me, I can see just a canine to canine, the cusp to cusp, not the premolar. And then she complained about this. But I did just gingivectomy, okay? But I can do the same, for example, like this. First, but just for I can planification. This the guide. And then with this,
so you use the guide for gingivectomy.
First of all, I could create. First of all, is biological width, 3 millimeter of biological width. If you want just 2 millimeter, you can have this, because you can see 3 millimeter, because this is a live gingiva, and then we have the 2 millimeter of biological width. And then first of all, you have to create gingivectomy, minimally invasive, and then after this is the same I showed for you, just for
how long do you wait after that type of gingivectomy and let's say bone resection? How long do you wait for final restoration?
No bone resection, because you can, for example, if you want, for example, you can place, this is heavy, you have 3 millimeter already. And then if you introduce completely, you have 3 millimeter of biological width. Okay. And then if you want, for example, 2 millimeter half, you put out 1 millimeter. You can coordinate, you can plan in this. After this, for go to osteotomy, you have to make it like this movement. Like this movement, just one, not stop in the middle, never stop. For not
one
touching.
Continuous movement.
Yes, because with this you can, for example, make like this. First of all, you have, for example, I don't know if you can see here. You can see like a planning. This is blue, like one shell here, or one veneer, and then after this, you know what which position you you can, for example, you can cut here, and then after you cut, go introduce the tip, and then you have to create a biological weight first of all, and then after you go to bone, and then you cannot, not necessarily you go to 45 degrees here, the angulation here, because you can do 90 degrees, and then because right now the gingival collapse very well, and then you have control this the bone position, the bone shape.
Okay.
No
so my question was, how long do you wait before you start doing restoration? So basically, you do gingivectomy, you do bone resection. How many?
I prefer 3 days. 3 days.
3 days. Oh wow! But so after 3 days, you can prep teeth, right?
Yes, but in this case, I did the same days.
Same day.
The same day.
So you do
the same day.
This procedure, crown lengthening.
The same
prep?
day means because I cut this in 8 p.m. And then the day after, I could prepare without no.
So you are not
bleeding.
waiting for the healing. Okay, nice.
But I prefer if you waiting 3 days without patient brushing. They cannot be brushing, okay? Because the brushing they damage completely the sulcus, okay? And then you can replace. This is I did in one course, and then just in 4th day, I can, for example, cement the case in the same day or another day. The healing is amazing.
So they are digital veneers. They are just milled from the milling machine.
I milled it, just milled it. Okay.
And
after I milled it, no proof, no test, because she tested before.
Yeah, I understand.
Everything is before.
I have a question for you. So once you milled your restorations, so they went out from the milling machine. Let's say,
for example, this is while you stay. This is a before and after.
It's nice. The result is really nice. Really
gingivectomy in 4th day. Yes,
so let's say, Paulo, how much time do you spend for hand finishing of these restorations after they milled from the milling machine? So you have them from the milling machine, the restoration veneer. How long do you do hand finishing or staining in general? How much time it takes?
Just 1 day in the laboratory. They spend just 1 day.
So they mill, they do hand finishing, staining, and then they go.
Yeah.
What type of ceramic do you use?
I prefer use, for example, in my patient, I can control, and then I can use. I prefer use Empress CAD.
Okay.
But you can use, for example, Emacs. You can use another kind.
We do also with my dental technician. We do a lot of now digital. Let's say also digital dentistry. We do milling procedures, and for veneers we used to use Empress CAD as well. So it's the same. It's more natural, I think.
Yeah, more natural. Well, this case just for sure, because I think the timing go fast. This case, for example, I did, for example, the same day the gingivectomy, okay, and then this is planning. I planning everything here the same, using a 4 or 5 layer, okay, and then I can place very well, and I cut gingival, and I choose one tooth for the patient. Okay, the patient the same with me. She choose completely, and then I place this completely. I can planning just in the software.
Okay.
I love this software.
So your patient also participates in the process of shape selection. So they choose the shape they want, right?
They can choose.
They do.
Because,
okay. You're lucky.
She told me in this case. I want to put this more for buccal,
okay,
and this is not so more palatal. And then my technician Rafael Ferro. He did the completely staining technique, and then I finished the case because I cannot see the fitting is so nice. Fitting is, I think, amazing. The people said for me, no, the fit is not good. No, the fitting is amazing.
So that case was prepless, or you made some preparations?
I did preparation.
Okay.
But for example, the patient, when she starts like this, you can see, for example, she's the smile, gun smile, completely gun smile. You cannot see in the photo, but you create video, I can see. And after you can, for example, planning completely, okay. And after, and I never test or check final checking. I just place because
you have already selected everything. Yeah,
I did everything before, and then
you know what I noticed from
in the face.
It looks nice, beautiful.
The smile design.
But I have to say the girl is beautiful by herself also, you know. So everything looks very beautiful in this slide. Girl is beautiful, Brazilian hot girl, nice smile, nice veneers.
I have old patients too.
You have old patients like that.
Yeah, I put an old person and old patient and some men.
Okay.
The people said for me, why you put men with a bird?
The girl always looks better for the slides.
Then I put just young
it's like
people.
a top secret, just to put a nice lady, and you win the audience. Okay, very nice. Nice case. Actually, it's really amazing that we can do nowadays with the digital. So basically, you can plan the case before you start. You can see the final result before you start the case. And then it will be just delivery by steps and the workflow, etc. So you know what I feel from my experience. So you continue.
Oh no, just include when you make, for example, full mouth rehabilitation. You can see everything. You can see the contact. You can see the placement and the alignment of a tooth, not just the upper jaw, but the lower jaw. You can combine everything before. You can create one, for example, the upper tooth and the lower tooth, and then you can combine everything with the occlusion. You can combine everything completely, and then after this, you have to prepare. Where is your preparation, and then your full mouth rehabilitation is so easy for doing this. It's amazing.
Nice, it's easy. It's amazing time to live, and we can use these technologies and they develop. So what I want to highlight a little thing, which I understand from my experience. If I let my patient to choose the shape from variety of shapes, so basically when I have a lot of different shapes, you know what I feel? I have a headache after that. Because my patients will start to, let's try this one. Okay, no. Another one, no, another one. So then I start to say to myself, look, you have to decide by yourself first, then to give it to the patient and to say this is the best shape for you. Otherwise, you will be killed by this. Some of patients, not all, but some patients, they are really,
I agree.
We call them energetic vampires. So, you know, I don't let them choose the shape, the color. I explain them at the beginning, and then I lead them to the pathway to the final result.
Yes, I completely agree with you, because I had one patient, like she's crazy. She was crazy because she looked
especially in aesthetic dentistry, special types of patients. Paulo, a few questions. First, as far as understood, you prefer to use Impress CAD for veneers and anterior teeth, correct? And for posterior teeth, what do you prefer?
I prefer the same, because just because
Impress
I can control. No. I prefer
Impress.
put the same material. So if I put anterior Emax, I put posterior Emax.
Okay. If you put anterior Impress, you put Impress also for posterior.
Posterior, yeah. If I use, for example, the same material, because you have the same strength, and then you have you can control everything, because if you put, for example, for anterior, making very not so how can I say? Sorry. Sometimes I very strong material, okay?
Yeah.
And then put just strong material for the posterior. The patient feeling just until premolar to premolar, like a touching more than
okay. So it's a proprioceptic sensitivity. Okay, that's interesting, by the way.
Different strands is completely, you feel different.
They're feeling different. Okay, I didn't know that, by the way. I know that zirconia, for example,
this
we
is
combine
idea,
zirconia and ceramic.
This is one idea, not the wrong or right idea, but this is my idea. Just
it's an interesting idea, by the way. Yeah, for zirconia and glass ceramic, it's definitely a huge difference between in strength. Yeah. So another question: how do you select Emax or Impress? Because you said you can do Emax also. What is your principles of selection in case, when do you go for Emax, for example, let's say like this?
Usually I will go to Impress card because I have more experience, like a color, how much I need to cut, if the substrate is not good, the substrate is very good, and then I know how much I need to cut. I have more experience, more than
with Impress.
11 years. I use in Empress card. Empress almost 10 years. And then I use Empress card, and then I wrong in some case, and then I did again. And then I have more experience in Empress card. But if I, for example, use in some patient, I feel it's not good because they bite are very strong, and then I need to understand if they broken this or wearing a lot. I prefer put Empress card.
Okay.
No, sorry, Emax. I prefer put Emax. Yeah, to protect more. The people said for me, why you never use it, for example, zirconia? No, I will try. For me, I think all material is very good. You have to understand, you have experience, and then you can choose. Because many things, for example, if you use Empress card, but the people just following the technique, like I prefer 0.3, 0.5, but never seen the substrate or some different kind of.
We cannot say 0.3, 0.5. It depends on the color, depends on the position and everything.
The position.
Okay. We almost are out of the time. So it was nice conversation. At the very end, I would like to ask you very fast 3 questions. Okay, I will not think about questions. I will just get these questions from my mind right now, but you have to reply to these questions also fastly, quickly, with no thinking. Okay, like yes or no. It's really, it's like a blitz, it's funny. So rubber dam or non-rubber dam cases for cementation.
Depends the case. Depends.
No, you just go rubber dam or not. It's like
rubber dam is best.
Okay, rubber dam. Okay. Perfect. So, electric motor or turbine?
For finishing my preparations. Okay.
Yeah, I know it depends. I know. I make it provocative. I know that. Do you also use both? I do use both. Electric. Okay, nice.
Motor, yeah.
Okay, so and last one. Let's say veneers, non-prep veneers, or just little preparation.
Little preparation.
Yeah, we are the same. I vote for rubber dam. I vote for electric motor, but I do also use both turbine and electric motor for sure. It depends on the step of preparation, and even in case when we can do prepless, I prefer just to do a little finish line to understand where to put veneer and to make life of my dental technician easier actually. and for myself also.
Especially your preparation is amazing, amazing.
Yeah, thank you. Not that as yours.
Yeah.
I'm still learning. I'm still learning. So Paulo, it was a nice conversation. I really happy to have you here for that time, and also I really happy that we have actually in dentistry such a person as you are, the person that can create ideas, the person that can actually change the way of dentistry. Because we have to admire that you are the first who invented the technique to replicate nature. So all these things around aesthetic dentistry and making aesthetic dentistry natural looking, it's because of you. Some people, they don't know that, but I want my audience to know that Paulo Kano was the first who introduced that, who invented this idea, and then he modified this idea into the protocol that he showed today, because you can select it from the library. You can just choose any form you want. You can plan the case in advance, and then you can get a really outstanding and predictable result. Paulo, you promised to show us a little bit of your room. We have 3 minutes. Can you show us the training center?
Okay. This is my. I don't know. Sorry. This is my clinical. I just put something here. We have 5.
You have Sirona, right?
I have Sirona and this is Sirona, yeah, completely Sirona, okay. Yes. Mm-hmm. I have 7 dental chair. This is I can create
a dental factory.
No, this is this is one 3D face scan.
Oh yeah,
but,
nice.
Using photometric, and then I have one studio here. This is I have one. How can I say this? We can just today is sunny day, and then I can see the sun, and I have one studio here, like one studio for take photos, and this is one meeting room, and I have another.
I will show you my photo studio also. Look. See?
Yours.
We have operator guy.
A photo in the background.
The background is nice, right? The wing.
Yeah. The wing. Okay. This is my private, but I use sometime in the course. This is my my wife. Clinical.
She's a dentist also. Okay, nice.
She's the dentist.
It's a big clinic. Wow. It's a big clinic.
This is like a living room when the people comes to here, and this is the just moment one career
out of internet. Also, I'm showing also. See, we have a virtual tour for your training center and for my training center also.
This is
wow,
the
nice.
hands-on.
It's bigger, huh?
It's Emerson is IT. He worked with me 14 years, and he's the guy. He developed everything. Right now he's stay creating one robot. This clinic you can make it. I think, and then you have, for example, some unit for you.
For the hands-on
on the hands-on course, yeah. And the
nice.
My level is not so beautiful. I need to remake the design here, but I have 3 print machine, one desktop scan, another scanner, and the furnace for the zirconia. And the 3 machine of milli machine, the Amangirba. This is nice.
Wow.
And then this is station for create our design, and the forms everything here.
I have robot, by the way. Look.
You are wow. You are, but in your clinic. Oh, so nice.
Yeah,
it's amazing. This is the complete our. I have the outside our part. This is for for having fun. I want to place here.
Yeah.
Just for
So we're at 10
and...
seconds, and Instagram will cut us off.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Thank
Can you show us your face? So thank you, Paulo. So thank you for everybody, and see you next time.